Coach Bobby Cox talking about the upcoming OVU baseball season. Let's start by reviewing last year. Great run through the national championship and winning it all, finishing the season on a 15-game win streak. Talk about last year and how special that was for you guys.
I think special is the word for it. in all my years of coaching, and we've been successful, done a lot of good things here. Last year was probably one of my more satisfying seasons. In the fact, there's a lot of things that factor into it. First year in Division II, first year in Great American Conference. From the year before, had an outstanding club and lost a lot of those guys either through the draft, graduation, or just chose not to come back. So it was a complete rebuild of the program, starting from scratch, and NCCAA probation, all the things that go along with it, and to have that group of guys buy in through the recruiting process to come, and then buy in and see those guys compete on an everyday basis, and then to watch that run that they were able to make at the end of the season will always be special. And when I look back on my career of being associated with that group of young men, just a good time all the way around.
Who are some of the guys, let's look at the pitching staff first off. Who are the pitchers that are back and some new guys that are going to help us this year?
Yeah, that's a great place to start, because I think that's the core, the strength of this club will be its pitching. You start with Jenny Parra, who is topping off possibly one of the best pitching careers in the history of the program. He's a few games away from breaking Darren Fowler and David Hawkins' all-time wins, and those are some things that record I didn't know if it would ever be broken. He has a chance to do that. Just an outstanding young man, and a great arm. Carson McPherson's coming back off of a very, very good year, very solid year. Has had a good off season, worked hard. Expect great things out of him, and then you just go down the list of arms that are the new guys that are coming in, and it's just a very deep, very experienced pitching staff, and innings will be really tough to come by. You look at last year's club, and we had 6, 7 arms is all we had, and 3 starters who went in conference very shallow. We were able to not have a lot of injuries. If that club would have had injuries, it would have never been able to accomplish what it had. This club is very, very deep and very, very quality.
Big question offensively is who's going to replace Brandon Cuddy at first.
Exactly. I don't know that you replace Brandon. Had an outstanding senior year for us. Was extremely clutch hitter. Just great leader, great kid. So I don't know that you replace him. I hope that at a lot of positions that maybe we're going to be a little better offensively than what we were last year. So I think that'll make a big difference in that area.
Is anybody stepping forward in that position yet, first base?
I think we've got a couple of guys that will work into that. Nick Burnham, a kid out of Cuesta, 6'6". He's kind of a two-way guy. He'll pitch a little bit for us too. Extremely good defensive player. Have played a lot of outfield and is making the switch this year. Will be a solid defender over there. Bob English, freshman out of Putnam City, will be a serviceable backup in that role. He's also a two-way guy. He's a left-handed pitcher, so those 2 guys will start there, and we'll work from there on that.
And shortstop, you've got Dustin Cook returning.
Dustin Cook, He's another guy that I think injuries hampered him, his offensive numbers last year. He had a quad injury early in the year and missed significant time. Him and Kevin both missed significant time, and we're looking for really a lot better year out of Dustin offensively. Defensively, Dustin is as good as it gets. He's had a great offseason, great fall. Defensively, he's as good a shortstop as you want. We're banking on him staying healthy and providing us a lot bigger lift with his bat. I think he's capable of it. He's another guy that's a plus runner that can steal bases. And last year, through injuries, just wasn't able to do that.
Got some players back in the outfield, Hunter Heath and Joe Moran.
Mm-hmm.
What's the outfield look like?
Very good, very deep, very quality. All are very good defenders. Joe is a plus defender in left and center. He'll play a little bit of both in the beginning. Hunter's a stable in right field, does a great job defensively, and Hunter's going to have to be one of those guys, a left-handed stick in the middle lineup that can provide that pop and RBI. We're looking for him to have both those guys to have good big senior years for us. You've got a couple other guys coming back. Cooper is back. He spotted us a lot in the outfield. Austin can play any of the three outfield positions. He's a plus runner, and he's just getting better by the day. As a freshman, a sophomore, him and Austin Whitaker are two guys we brought in as freshmen who work extremely hard and are just still tapping into what they're capable of doing. We have another transfer. Tim's a good defensive outfielder and has a lot of pop. I think he's capable of having a really good breakout year for us. He's a good right-handed hitter that extremely strong, and I think will help hopefully add to the defensive and the offensive presence in the outfield. Extremely good. We've brought in a guy at semester, Berghammer. That is a little left-handed hitter, and we haven't got to see a whole lot of him. He just got on campus in the last week, but was extremely successful junior college player out of Skyline, home of Matt Page, Julian Merriweather, led their team in hitting. I think he'll be a really solid addition to that outfield that's already extremely deep.
A lot of people have high expectations after last year. What do you think that this team is capable of doing?
Well, I think it's definitely capable of winning as many games as that club did last year. On paper, from the pitching standpoint, depth and quality is better. Defensively, I think it's a better ball club than last year's overall. I think we improved in a number of positions, and like I said, just with Cook and Kevin staying healthy, we'll make that infield extremely talented group. Now, whether this club is as hungry as that one was last year, that club faced a lot of adversities with people being hurt and just not having the numbers. And I think it had a chip on its shoulder. It was, basically finished last in the league. So I think they were kind of on a mission to let everybody know that we were going to come out and play and compete every day. Now, whether this club has that same hunger and desire and drive, focus that club had last year is yet to be seen. From what I've seen them every day in the weight room, in the classroom, in the locker room, I think they do. And that as a coach, that gets you pretty excited about your group when you see that focus and determination.
Last year you talked about the World Series, NCCAA. how it was not just the walk-off home run that made it special, it was also a great atmosphere for the players and the coaches as well. Do you think those guys that have been there before will still have that hunger to get back to something like
Yeah,
that?
I believe so. I've heard them talking about it in the dugout, in the locker room. They're excited about a chance to go back and defend it and repeat. Those guys had that was a great experience on and off the field in Mason, Ohio. They do an extremely good job of making those kids feel important and welcome, and just the total atmosphere of it. Those guys, they're as excited about going back to there as our guys, 3 or 4 years ago were excited about trying to get to Lewiston, Idaho in the World Series. These guys, they do a really good job of making that a special place, and those guys have special memories of it, and I believe so. I think they're excited about trying to get back to that and defend it.